Okay, good evening. We have two meetings tonight. The first one is the Cunningham Township Board. That will be followed by a meeting of the Urbana City Council, a special meeting. I'd like to call the meeting of the Cunningham Town Board to order. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Bowersox Johnson.
Present.
Mr. Jacobson.
Here.
Mr. Lewis.
Here.
Ms. Marlin.
Here.
Mr. Roberts.
Here by telecommunications.
Mr. Smythe.
Here.
Ms. Stevenson.
Present.
Mayor Pressing.
Here. First item is the minutes of the previous meeting, July 2nd, 2012.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by Heather Stevenson, seconded by Robert Lewis. Any additions or corrections to the minutes? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Next is the Committee to Verify Bills. And Carol?
For the bills to be paid in August, including interim checks paid in July, we have total town fund of $32,186.92. Total general assistance fund, $60,136.03, and that includes about $24,000 worth of medical bill payments. So,
Okay. Is there a motion on the bills?
So moved.
Heather Stevenson,
Second.
seconded by Robert Lewis. Any questions for Carol Elliott? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those
Aye.
opposed? That motion carries. Reports of officers.
I distributed a couple of reports that I want to just briefly explain. This won't take too long. One is a budget report for the first 2 months of the fiscal year, and the most useful page is probably the last page. Overall, we're under budget. We've spent about 6% of the budget, and we're about 16% of the way through the fiscal year. So we're in good shape there. The most worrisome line items, the medical care and personal allowances, are still under budget at 10% and 15%. And I will try and give you these on a regular basis. Revenues are where they should be. We're received about half. You have a caseload graph also for this fiscal year. And then I issued a report with some additional statistics on the general assistance cases and also some food stamp caseloads that you might find interesting. In the past, I've given you caseload statistics back to 75. I updated that graph to include cases up through this month and highlighted some of the years where we have higher caseloads which directly follow periods of a recession, just to show that this does seem to be a pattern, that we have an increase in cases following periods of recession, and that's 73 and 75, 81, 82, 2001, 2007, and it takes a while to catch up to that, so that's included in this explanation. Just from 2011 to 2012, the households receiving food stamps, there's been a 15% increase. This is based on statistics for Champaign and Ford counties, so it's not just for Urbana. And the local office could not separate out statistics for me from Champaign and Ford, but there is a trend of increases everywhere. And there are places being inundated with phone calls asking for assistance with rent and utilities. The United Way was looking for places that might be able to help people. And so I think that's consistent with the caseload increase that we have. As far as applications, I've talked about having a report ready for just a number of applications that have gone out, and we're still working on that, but I can give you the numbers for 2007 to date. That's included in this little report, and it shows an increase for the most part from 2007 to 2012. And 2011, there were about 580 applications submitted. This year, we're at 380 already to date. And that's just an application submitted regardless of what the disposition of that application is. And when we compile the rest of these stats, it'll tell you what happened to the applications, whether they're denied, approved, et cetera, et cetera. Which I think will be helpful when you look at the caseload statistics.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Carol? Charlie?
I just want to thank you and encourage you to keep fleshing this out, and because it's a trend we need to follow. It's good, it's not good that we have so many demands on services. That we have so many people that are really being affected by the recession for so long. But we have had a prolonged recession, much longer than the other ones that are in here. So it's not surprising to me that the numbers are higher than. But they follow the same trends as those other recessions. So the sooner we can get out of this recession, the better.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. The next item is petitions and communications. Is there anyone who would like to address the Cunningham Town Board? Okay. I don't believe we have any unfinished business, or do we have any new business? Okay, there being no further business, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.